Hello there and welcome to Mind Rest Stories. Tonight, we're gently slipping into a peaceful, timeless world that has walked beside humanity since our very first footsteps on this earth. A world woven from leaves, from bark, from roots, and from the delicate blossoms that surround us everywhere. Herbal remedies are far more than old customs or comforting cups of tea. They are humanity's first medicines, our earliest careful experiments, and the quiet beginning of our long dance with healing. Long before laboratories and written formulas, people watched plants with patient eyes. They noticed which leaves eased pain, which roots calmed an anxious mind, which flowers helped wounds close, and which brews brought strength back after illness. Over countless generations, this soft knowledge grew, passed from hand to hand, village to village, culture to culture. Some of these plants still grow wild beneath our feet today. Others now live at the heart of modern medicine. Their stories stretch from deep forests and open meadows into hospitals and research rooms. This is a world where hidden chemistry sleeps inside petals, where the right moment and careful preparation can change everything, and where nature shows us both its gentle touch and its deep power. If these quiet journeys speak to you, feel free to like, subscribe, or leave a gentle thought below. It helps other weary souls find their way here, one peaceful mind at a time. But for now, simply let go. Allow your body to soften, your eyes to grow heavy, and your thoughts to drift as we wander through this beautiful world together. Let's begin. Herbal remedies shaped healing long before any formal system existed. Before shelves of neat bottles and measured doses, wellness lived in the landscape itself. Knowledge bloomed wherever people paid close attention to patterns, noticing which leaves dulled pain, which roots slowed bleeding, and which infusions brought sleep after long, tiring days. This was never random guessing. It was slow, careful gathering, shaped by the needs of survival. Entire communities depended on remembering what truly worked, passing that living memory forward like a precious library carried in hearts and stories. Healing followed seasons, places, and deep ties to the earth. A meadow, a forest edge, or a riverbank could become a complete medicine chest for anyone who knew how to listen to it. This early medicine asked for patience. Effects were watched over years, not hours. It also asked for humility, because mistakes could carry real weight. Modern medicine grew from these same roots, turning ancient observation into careful practice. The heart of the idea remains the same. True healing begins with respectful attention to the natural world and an awareness of its strength. Willow bark gave us the inspiration for aspirin, one of the most widely used medicines in history. Thousands of years before laboratories could isolate molecules, people noticed something remarkable about willow trees. Chewing the bitter bark eased aches, lowered fevers, and softened the sharp edges of pain. This discovery traveled across cultures, appearing again and again wherever willows grew near water. Centuries later, scientists identified salicylates, natural compounds that gently influence inflammation and pain signals. Through careful refinement, this ancient observation became a standardized medicine taken by millions every day. What makes this story so moving is not just the final pill, but the long journey. A quiet human watching became a cornerstone of global healing. The tree never changed, but our understanding deepened. Even now, the connection lives on in textbooks and medicine cabinets, a gentle reminder that some of the greatest medical advances began with people simply noticing how their bodies responded to the plants growing around them. Many of today's most important drugs began as humble plant remedies passed down through generations. What we sometimes call folk medicine was often the result of patient, disciplined observation rather than superstition. People spotted patterns, tested outcomes, and remembered reliable effects long before anyone had words for receptors or pathways. These remedies spread through stories told around fires, through apprenticeships, and through shared meals rather than scientific papers. Over time, certain plants earned lasting trust because they consistently brought relief. When modern researchers later studied these traditions, they frequently found active compounds that matched centuries of lived experience. The path from home hearth to hospital was not accidental. It followed curiosity and respect for what had already proven itself. Folk remedies were rarely random. They were shaped by memory, necessity, and the hard lessons of risk. This bridge between past and present still exists today. Researchers often look first to historical use when searching for promising new therapies. In many ways, the future of medicine quietly echoes its ancient beginnings. Peppermint oil can gently relax the muscles of the digestive tract, easing spasms and discomfort. Unlike simple peppermint tea, the concentrated oil delivers specific compounds directly to the smooth muscle lining the gut. These compounds help reduce involuntary contractions, which is why peppermint oil has been carefully studied for cramping and irritable bowel symptoms. That familiar cooling sensation is more than just pleasant. It signals real interaction with nerve receptors that influence how we perceive pain. The way the oil is delivered matters enormously. Enteric-coated capsules release their contents lower in the digestive system, avoiding early breakdown and targeting the intestines more precisely. This careful design sets peppermint oil apart from broader digestive herbs. It doesn't aggressively stimulate or completely slow digestion. It simply encourages a calmer, more natural rhythm. That subtle balance explains why it now appears in modern clinical guidelines for certain conditions. A plant that smells like simple mint reveals surprising sophistication when its chemistry meets the nervous system, turning fragrance into measurable relief. Natural does not always mean harmless. Dose and respect make all the difference. One of the most persistent myths in health is that anything natural must be gentle and safe. Nature creates powerful chemistry, not soft intentions. A substance that soothes in small amounts can easily overwhelm the body when used carelessly. This truth has been understood for centuries, even without precise measurements. Traditional practices built careful guidelines, often wrapped in stories and warnings rather than numbers. The same plant might be prepared differently for children, elders, or those already unwell. Preparation mattered, timing mattered. Amount mattered most of all. This awareness created respect rather than fear. It taught that healing requires balance and restraint. Modern toxicology confirms the same lesson with advanced tools, but the wisdom itself is as old as the plants. Power is not determined by origin. It is shaped by how we interact with it and by the wisdom we bring. Foxglove gave us a life-saving heart medicine we still use today. Foxglove is tall, beautiful, and quietly dangerous. Early healers noticed that it powerfully affected the heartbeat, sometimes strengthening a weak heart, sometimes causing harm. This double nature made it both treasured and feared. Over time, careful observation revealed that tiny, precise doses could support failing hearts without danger. That insight eventually led to digitalis-based medicines, still prescribed under close supervision. The story of Foxglove is a rare partnership between risk and benefit. The plant offers no room for careless use, which forced respect and caution from the very beginning. Its legacy lives on in modern cardiology, where precise dosing echoes the restraint of ancient healers. Foxglove teaches us that the most powerful remedies demand discipline, and that a wild flower, once known only through careful trial, can become a cornerstone of heart care. Ancient healers tested plants across generations of quiet trial and error. No single person discovered most herbal knowledge. It emerged gradually, refined by countless small choices made over lifetimes. Someone tried a leaf. Another adjusted the amount. A third noticed side effects and changed the method. Over time, dangerous paths faded while useful ones endured. This process required memory and honesty. Exaggeration could cost lives. Knowledge survived because it worked often enough to be trusted. Healers became keepers of experience, carrying lessons forward through teaching and ritual. Some traditions even wrapped warnings in myths to ensure they would never be forgotten. This was long-term research without written records. Its strength lay in repetition and shared observation. Though imperfect, it created remarkably reliable systems that lasted centuries. Modern science now follows these same paths with controlled methods, often confirming what patient experience had already suggested. Honey can soothe coughs in children more effectively than some over-the-counter syrups. Honey has brought comfort long before it was studied in trials. Its thick texture coats irritated throats, while its natural properties discourage certain microbes. In careful comparisons, simple spoonfuls sometimes matched or outperformed common cough syrups for nighttime relief in children. This surprises many because it feels so ordinary. Yet honey is complex, shaped by flowers, seasons, and the bees themselves. Its sugars draw moisture, its acidity creates an unfriendly environment for bacteria, and its flavor encourages slow, deliberate swallowing. Importantly, age matters. Even gentle remedies have rules. This example shows that effective medicine doesn't always come in plastic bottles. Sometimes it waits quietly on a kitchen shelf, supported by both tradition and modern evidence, offering comfort and care with remarkable simplicity. Plants create defensive compounds that humans later borrowed for healing. Plants cannot flee from danger, so they protect themselves with chemistry. They produce bitter tastes, sharp oils, and complex molecules to deter insects, fungi, and grazing animals. Over time, humans recognized these signals and repurposed them. What repels a pest might calm inflammation in us. What stops a fungus might slow an infection. These compounds evolved for plant survival, not human healing. Yet our bodies respond in helpful ways often enough to be transformative. This relationship is accidental and extraordinary. Plants never intended to treat our illnesses, yet their chemistry aligns with ours in ways that have changed medicine forever. Many modern drugs trace their origins to these defensive molecules, refined and studied over decades. It reframes healing as a quiet partnership with evolution, borrowing solutions shaped by millions of years of natural selection. Ginger can reduce nausea, including motion sickness and morning discomfort in pregnancy. Ginger's warm, spicy bite is more than flavor. For centuries, it has steadied unsettled stomachs across cultures and cuisines. Modern studies suggest it influences how the stomach empties and how nausea signals travel through the nervous system. This makes it helpful for everything from sea travel to early pregnancy. What makes ginger special is its versatility. It can be taken as tea, food, or capsule, each form offering slightly different effects. Its everyday familiarity makes it approachable, yet its action is precise and measurable. Unlike remedies that simply numb symptoms, ginger works with the body's natural digestive rhythms. This gentle balance may explain why it has remained trusted for thousands of years. It is a quiet reminder that some of the most reliable remedies are also the most enduring. Some of today's most important drugs began as simple plant remedies. Behind many modern medicines lies a humble botanical ancestor. These beginnings were often modest, leaves brewed in water or bark scraped by hand. What transformed them was not replacement, but refinement. Scientists isolated active components, improved consistency, and studied safety. Yet the original spark came from lived experience with plants. This lineage matters because it chose continuity over rupture. Medicine did not abandon nature, it learned to speak its language more clearly. Even today, researchers search forests, fields, and oceans for new leads, guided by traditional use and ecological insight. The boundary between old and new blurs. Innovation often begins by listening to the past while building toward the future. In that sense, modern medicine still grows from roots planted long ago. Drying herbs can completely transform their properties. When a living plant is harvested, its chemistry doesn't simply stop. Inside leaves and roots, enzymes continue working for a short time, reshaping compounds before dryness sets in. This creates a brief window of quiet transformation. Air flow, darkness, and temperature all guide the process in different directions. Some herbs lose their brightness as delicate oils evaporate. Others gain depth as bitter compounds concentrate and mellow. Traditional systems noticed these changes long before laboratory analysis, choosing sun, shade, or slow indoor drying based on the desired effect. Even storage afterwards matters. Oxygen and light continue to gently shift molecules over time. A jar on a warm shelf behaves differently from one kept cool and dark. Drying is not just about preservation. It is about guiding what survives the transition. Often, the dried form is not weaker or stronger, but meaningfully different, offering effects the fresh plant never could. Garlic can offer modest support for blood pressure. In some controlled studies, garlic becomes pharmacologically interesting the moment it is crushed. Cells rupture, enzymes meet, and sharp-smelling compounds form almost instantly. Those fleeting molecules interact with blood vessels in ways researchers have measured for decades. In carefully designed trials, specific preparations showed small but consistent improvements in blood pressure readings. These effects are subtle, not dramatic, but reliable enough to attract ongoing attention. Preparation is critical. Raw, aged, powdered, and oil forms all behave differently in the body. Cooking can quiet some effects while preserving others. Garlic's influence also depends on individual health. It does not act the same in everyone. What makes this story compelling is not that garlic replaces medication, but that a familiar kitchen ingredient quietly engages complex cardiovascular pathways without announcing itself as a cure. Medieval monasteries served as community health centers through their herb gardens. In times when formal medical care was rare, monasteries quietly filled the gap. Within their walls, monks cultivated gardens not for beauty alone, but for survival. These spaces were living pharmacies, carefully arranged so remedies for wounds, fevers, digestion, and sleep grew within easy reach. Knowledge was preserved through meticulous copying of manuscripts, blending ancient texts with practical experience. Travelers, villagers, and the poor often received care there when no other option existed. The gardens reflected local climate and geography, meaning treatments adapted to place rather than being universal. This localized medicine encouraged observation and adjustment. Plants that thrived nearby became trusted companions. What makes these gardens remarkable is their role as bridges, connecting ancient traditions to later European science and preserving vital knowledge through turbulent centuries. Without them, much herbal wisdom might have been lost, leaving modern medicine without important historical stepping stones. Turmeric contains curcumin, widely studied for its influence on inflammation signaling. Turmeric's deep golden color hints at its rich chemical nature. Curcumin, one of its key compounds, interacts with multiple cellular pathways that govern inflammation. Rather than blocking a single root, it gently nudges several toward balance. This broad influence explains both the excitement and the complexity surrounding research. Absorption is naturally low, which is why traditional cuisines pair turmeric with fats and black pepper to enhance uptake, an intuition modern science later confirmed. Curcumin does not act instantly. Its effects build gradually, rewarding consistency over urgency. It also behaves differently depending on the body's current state, sometimes subtle, sometimes more noticeable. This variability makes simple conclusions difficult, but reflects biological reality. Turmeric's story shows how food, tradition, and research can arrive at the same insight from different directions, revealing a slow-acting compound that speaks softly but persistently to the immune system. Indigenous healing traditions have guided scientists toward many modern drugs. Many discoveries began with listening rather than searching. Researchers noticed that certain plants were used consistently across generations for specific conditions. That reliability suggested underlying chemistry worth investigating. Indigenous healers rarely explain their knowledge in mechanistic terms, yet their outcomes effectively pointed the way. When scientists followed these leads, they often uncovered novel compounds with measurable effects. This approach saved time, resources, and guesswork. It also raises important ethical questions about respect, credit, and preservation. Knowledge that survived colonization and disruption became a roadmap rather than a relic. In several cases, cutting-edge treatments now trace their origins to communities that never separated healing from culture or environment. This collaboration between lived experience and scientific analysis continues today, reshaping how research begins. Rather than asking what might work, scientists increasingly ask what already has, honoring traditional knowledge as a valid starting point for innovation. Chamomile tea can improve sleep quality in some studies. Chamomile's reputation for calm rests on more than tradition alone. Certain compounds in its flowers interact gently with receptors involved in relaxation and sleep readiness. Rather than forcing drowsiness, chamomile seems to ease the transition into rest. This distinction matters. It doesn't sedate the brain, but creates conditions that favor natural sleep rhythms. Warmth, aroma, and ritual all amplify its effects, making the experience greater than chemistry alone. Studies suggest benefits for sleep quality rather than total duration. People may fall asleep more easily or wake less often. Chamomile's excellent safety profile has contributed to its widespread use across all ages. Still, individual responses vary, reminding us that sleep is deeply personal. Chamomile's strength lies in its subtlety. It works best when paired with patience, quiet, and routine, reinforcing the idea that rest is cultivated, not commanded. A single plant can behave differently depending on harvest timing. Plants are in constant motion as they grow. Leaves before flowering carry different chemistry than leaves gathered afterward. Roots accumulate storage compounds as seasons shift. Flowers bloom briefly, then redirect energy elsewhere. Harvest timing captures a single moment in this ongoing flow. Traditional systems paid close attention to these cycles, often linking collection to lunar phases, or ashwagandha is studied for stress hormones and perceived calm. Ashwagandha draws attention because it touches stress from two directions at once. In research, it has been studied for effects on cortisol, a hormone involved in the body's stress response, while many people also report feeling calmer in day-to-day life. That pairing is intriguing because it suggests the body and the mind may be shifting together. Ashwagandha is not framed as an instant tranquilizer. Traditional use focused on resilience, the ability to withstand strain without breaking. Modern studies often reflect that slow strengthening idea. Benefits, when they appear, tend to build over weeks, which fits a plant that supports adaptation rather than quick escape. Responses still vary, reminding us that stress is not one thing. It can be sleeplessness, racing thoughts, physical tension, or constant alertness. Ashwagandha's appeal is its steady character, encouraging balance instead of extremes. It is a plant associated with endurance, and its modern story is about helping the nervous system feel safer inside everyday life. Standardized extracts reduce unpredictability in herbal dosing. Plants are shaped by weather, soil, harvest timing, and processing, which means two batches of the same herb can carry different chemical strengths. Standardized extracts try to solve that by setting consistent levels of particular constituents. So one capsule resembles the next. This matters for both research and real use because predictability protects safety and clarifies expectations. Without standardization, a person might take the same dose and feel different effects simply because the plant material changed. The fascinating tension is what gets lost. A whole herb contains many compounds that may work together, while standardization often focuses on one marker molecule as a proxy for quality. That can be helpful, but it can also oversimplify a living chemistry. Standardized extracts sit between tradition and modern precision, translating a variable natural material into a repeatable form. They are not more natural or less natural. They are a tool for consistency, and consistency can be a form of respect when people's bodies are involved. Rhodiola rosea may reduce fatigue during intense mental work. This plant drew attention not because it made people feel energized, but because it helped them last longer under strain. In studies involving demanding cognitive tasks, some participants showed reduced mental exhaustion and steadier focus compared to control groups. The effect is subtle, which makes it interesting rather than dramatic. There is no rush or stimulation, only a quieter resistance to burnout. Traditional use emerged in regions where endurance was essential, not optional. And that context shaped how it was valued. Modern research suggests its influence may involve stress signaling systems rather than simple alertness. That distinction matters because fatigue often comes from pressure rather than effort alone. Responses vary depending on extract type and timing. which explains why results are not uniform. Still, the idea that a root can help the mind feel less overwhelmed by prolonged effort continues to intrigue researchers studying resilience rather than performance hacks. Licorice root can raise blood pressure, a dangerous surprise. Licorice root can feel harmless because of its sweet taste and long history of use. Yet one of its natural compounds can shift the body's fluid balance in a way that mimics certain hormone signals. Over time, this can raise sodium levels, lower potassium, and quietly tighten blood vessels. The changes can be invisible. A person may feel perfectly normal while their numbers drift in the wrong direction. This risk increases with daily use, especially when licorice appears in multiple forms: teas, supplements, or sweets, or in concentrated extracts. Some traditional formulas limited duration or balanced licorice with other herbs, not out of fear, but out of respect for its strength. Modern labels don't always convey this nuance clearly. Licorice is a perfect reminder that pleasant flavor can hide potent physiology, and that plants can carry consequences without obvious warning signs. Alcohol tinctures extract compounds that water cannot reach. Water is excellent for teas, but it cannot capture every secret a plant holds. Alcohol tinctures solve this by dissolving oils, resins, and other compounds that refuse to move into water. This creates a remedy with a different profile, sometimes stronger, sometimes simply different in character. Tinctures also preserve plant chemistry for long periods, which was vital historically when fresh herbs were seasonal and fragile. The alcohol percentage is not arbitrary. Too low and extraction misses key constituents. Too high and delicate components can be damaged or pulled in unbalanced ways. Even the steeping time changes what ends up in the final bottle. Another advantage is delivery. A tincture can absorb quickly through the mouth, altering onset compared with a tea. This makes tincture making feel less like cooking and more like careful translation, turning a living plant into a stable, portable message that the body can still understand. Passion flower can reduce anxiety before medical procedures. Medical procedures can create a special kind of stress, even when a person knows they are safe. Passion flower has been studied as a way to ease that pre-procedure anxiety while keeping people mentally clear. That balance is rare and valuable. Instead of dulling awareness, passion flower appears to support calm through pathways linked to relaxation signaling in the brain. In studies, participants often reported feeling less tense without the heavy fog that stronger sedatives can bring. This matters in real settings where cooperation, memory, and communication are important. Passion flower's delicate appearance makes the effect feel surprising, which is part of its charm. It reminds us that strength is not always loud. The plant has a long history of traditional use, and modern research has tried to translate that tradition into controlled outcomes. Its story shows a gentle partnership between botanical support and modern medicine, focused on the human experience of care rather than the procedure alone. Light and heat can quietly destroy active plant compounds. Herbs can lose their power without looking any different. Light and heat can quietly break down fragile compounds, especially oils and delicate molecules that give a plant its signature effects. A jar stored near a sunny window may smell fine while its chemistry slowly unravels. Warmth speeds oxidation, and oxygen does the rest, nudging active constituents into less useful forms. Traditional storage practices often favored dark containers and cool cupboards because experience taught what science later measured. Modern packaging sometimes forgets that lesson, choosing clear bottles that invite degradation. This is why two products with the same ingredient can feel unequal. Handling becomes part of the remedy. When herbs are protected from heat and light, they remain closer to what the grower harvested. This is not about perfection, it is about preserving integrity. Herbal medicine is a relationship with time, and storage is one of the quiet ways we honor that relationship. Ashwagandha is studied for stress hormones and perceived calm. Ashwagandha draws attention because it touches stress from two directions at once. In research, it has been studied for effects on cortisol, a hormone involved in the body's stress response, while many people also report feeling calmer in day-to-day life. That pairing is intriguing because it suggests the body and the mind may be shifting together. Ashwagandha is not framed as an instant tranquilizer. Traditional use focused on resilience, the ability to withstand strain without breaking. Modern studies often reflect that slow, strengthening idea. Benefits, when they appear, tend to build over weeks, which fits a plant that supports adaptation rather than quick escape. Responses still vary, reminding us that stress is not one thing. It can be sleeplessness, racing thoughts, physical tension, or constant alertness. Ashwagandha's appeal is its steady character, encouraging balance instead of extremes. It is a plant associated with endurance, and its modern story is about helping the nervous system feel safer inside everyday life. Standardized extracts reduce unpredictability in herbal dosing. Plants are shaped by weather, soil, harvest timing, and processing, which means two batches of the same herb can carry different chemical strengths. Standardized extracts try to solve that by setting consistent levels of particular constituents. So one capsule resembles the next. This matters for both research and real use because predictability protects safety and clarifies expectations. Without standardization, a person might take the same dose and feel different effects simply because the plant material changed. The fascinating tension is what gets lost. A whole herb contains many compounds that may work together, while standardization often focuses on one marker molecule as a proxy for quality. That can be helpful, but it can also oversimplify a living chemistry. Standardized extracts sit between tradition and modern precision, translating a variable natural material into a repeatable form. They are not more natural or less natural. They are a tool for consistency, and consistency can be a form of respect when people's bodies are involved. Rhodiola rosea may reduce fatigue during intense mental work. This plant drew attention not because it made people feel energized, but because it helped them last longer under strain. In studies involving demanding cognitive tasks, some participants showed reduced mental exhaustion and steadier focus compared to control groups. The effect is subtle, which makes it interesting rather than dramatic. There is no rush or stimulation, only a quieter resistance to burnout. Traditional use emerged in regions where endurance was essential, not optional, and that context shaped how it was valued. Modern research suggests its influence may involve stress signaling systems rather than simple alertness. That distinction matters because fatigue often comes from pressure rather than effort alone. Responses vary depending on extract type and timing, which explains why results are not uniform. Still, the idea that a root can help the mind feel less overwhelmed by prolonged effort continues to intrigue researchers studying resilience rather than performance hacks. Some herbs concentrate heavy metals from contaminated soil. Plants absorb far more than sunlight and water. Their roots draw minerals directly from the soil, including elements humans would rather avoid. In polluted environments, certain herbs can accumulate heavy metals like lead or cadmium without visible damage. This creates a hidden risk because the plant may appear healthy while carrying unwanted chemistry. The problem is not the herb itself, but where and how it was grown. Traditional gathering often avoided roadsides and industrial areas for this reason. Even without chemical testing, modern cultivation can still run into trouble when sourcing is careless. This reality explains why quality control matters as much as species choice. Testing soil and finished products protects users from invisible contamination. The fascinating part is that some plants are so effective at drawing metals that they are used intentionally to clean soil. That same talent becomes a liability when the plant is meant for human use. Holy basil is traditionally used for emotional balance. In traditional systems, this plant was not framed as a cure for sadness or anxiety, but as a supporter of steadiness. It was associated with helping people respond to daily pressures with more composure rather than less feeling. That framing feels surprisingly modern. Instead of suppressing emotion, the goal was balance. Contemporary research has explored its influence on stress-related markers and perceived well-being. Though results depend on preparation and context, what stands out is how often it was integrated into daily life rather than reserved for illness. Teas, rituals, and routine use emphasized continuity over intensity. This approach suggests emotional health was seen as something maintained, not repaired after failure. The plant's role reflects a broader philosophy where resilience mattered more than quick relief. Its long history shows how herbal traditions often addressed the human experience of stress long before science developed tools to measure it. Latin plant names prevent dangerous identification mistakes. Common names shift across regions, languages, and markets, but Latin names anchor a plant to one precise identity. This matters because different species can look similar while behaving very differently in the body. A harmless substitute can turn ineffective or worse, unsafe. Historical records contain examples where confusion led to poisonings or treatment failures. Latin naming emerged as a solution to that chaos, creating a shared reference system across cultures. It allows growers, researchers, and clinicians to speak clearly about the same organism. This precision becomes essential when herbs are dried, powdered, or extracted, where visual cues disappear. Without it, quality control collapses into guesswork. The fascinating part is that this naming system quietly underpins safety without most people noticing. It is not glamorous, but it protects lives. In herbal medicine, knowing exactly what you are holding is the first step toward using it responsibly. Magnolia bark contains compounds studied for sleep support. Magnolia bark has a long history in traditional medicine, particularly for calming restlessness. Modern research has focused on specific compounds that appear to interact with pathways involved in relaxation and sleep readiness. Rather than forcing drowsiness, these compounds may help quiet the mental activity that keeps people awake. This distinction separates supportive sleep aids from sedatives. Magnolia bark has also been studied for how it influences stress-related signaling, which may explain its effect on nighttime rest. The bark itself carries a mild bitterness, a clue that it contains active chemistry. Preparation methods matter greatly as extraction changes which compounds dominate. Its role in sleep support is not about immediate knockout effects. It is about easing the transition into rest. That gentle approach aligns with traditional views that sleep emerges naturally when tension subsides, not when the mind is overwhelmed into silence. Capsules delay absorption compared to teas or tinctures. How an herb enters the body can matter as much as what herb is used. Capsules must first dissolve, then release their contents into the digestive tract, which delays absorption. Teas begin interacting immediately, while tinctures can absorb through oral tissues even faster. This timing difference shapes how quickly effects are felt and how long they last. A delayed onset is not a flaw. In some cases, slower release creates smoother, longer-lasting support. Capsules also mask taste and allow precise dosing, which some people prefer. The key is understanding that form changes experience. Expecting the same response from every preparation leads to confusion. Traditional systems matched form to purpose intuitively. Modern users benefit from rediscovering that logic. Choosing between capsule, tea, or tincture is not cosmetic. It is a decision that influences rhythm, intensity, and how the body receives plant chemistry. Hops are not just beer flavor, they are traditional sedatives. Hops became famous through brewing, but their calming properties were known long before modern beer culture. Historically, hops were used to quiet restlessness and support sleep. The same compounds that contribute bitterness and aroma also interact with the nervous system. This dual identity is what makes hops fascinating. A plant associated with stimulation through alcohol also carries sedative potential on its own. In traditional use, hops were sometimes placed in pillows to release their scents slowly overnight. Modern research has examined their interaction with relaxation pathways. Though effects depend on preparation, hops are not dramatic sleep inducers. Their strength lies in gently lowering arousal. This reminds us that cultural context can obscure medicinal roles. When a plant becomes associated with one product, its broader history can disappear. Hops quietly demonstrate how familiar ingredients may carry overlooked therapeutic stories. Placebo effects strongly influence herbal study outcomes. Expectation plays a powerful role in how people experience herbal remedies. In studies, belief can amplify perceived benefits or create effects even when active compounds are absent. This does not mean herbs do nothing. It means the human mind is part of the equation. Herbal traditions often embraced ritual, preparation, and intention, which may have enhanced outcomes naturally. Modern research tries to separate chemistry from expectation, but that separation is never complete. Placebo effects remind us that healing is not purely mechanical. Context shapes experience. This is especially relevant in mild conditions where perception matters as much as physiology. Understanding this helps explain why some people swear by remedies that others find ineffective. It also encourages humility when interpreting results. Herbal medicine exists at the intersection of biology and belief, and neither side can be ignored without losing part of the picture. Scent. John's work can weaken medications by altering liver enzymes. This part illustrates how herbal remedies can interact with the body in unexpected ways. Compounds in scent. John's wort influence enzymes responsible for breaking down many drugs. When those enzymes become more active, medications may be cleared faster than intended. This can reduce effectiveness without obvious warning signs. Birth control, antidepressants, and transplant medications are among those affected. The danger lies in invisibility. A person may feel unchanged while protection or treatment quietly weakens. This interaction surprised researchers when it was first documented because the herb had a long history of use. It highlights why modern context matters. Combining traditional remedies with pharmaceuticals introduces complexity earlier systems never faced. St. John's wort is not inherently unsafe, but it demands awareness. Its story underscores the need for communication between herbal use and conventional care, especially when powerful systems overlap. Whole herbs behave differently than isolated extracts. A whole plant contains dozens, sometimes hundreds of interacting compounds. When one component is isolated, its behavior can change. Sometimes effects become stronger, other times balance is lost. Whole herbs often produce gentler, broader effects because compounds modulate one another. This synergy can soften side effects or slow absorption. Extracts, by contrast, offer precision and potency. Neither approach is superior in all cases, they simply serve different purposes. Traditional use favored whole forms because they reflected what nature provided. Modern medicine often prefers isolation for control. The tension between these approaches shapes how herbal remedies evolve today. Understanding the difference helps explain why experiences vary between teas, powders, and standardized products. The plant is the same, but the conversation between its chemistry and the body changes depending on what is removed or concentrated. As we reach the end of our journey tonight, you might notice how wide and quietly connected this world has become. Leaves, roots, bark, flowers, resins, and seeds have carried us across centuries, across cultures, and across landscapes. From forest floors and desert trees to kitchens, gardens, and early laboratories, herbal remedies have shown how deeply human curiosity is woven into nature itself. These plants were not just ingredients, they were companions, teachers, and starting points. They shaped medicine, influenced science, and reminded us again and again that healing has always been a dialogue between observation and patience. Now that dialogue can soften, you do not need to remember every detail or name. Let the ideas settle like pressed leaves inside an old book. Let the images fade into something gentler. Imagine moonlight resting on quiet fields, roots holding steady beneath the soil, and slow growth continuing whether we are awake to witness it or not. This knowledge does not ask for effort anymore. It is content to simply be here with you. If you've enjoyed drifting through this gentle journey, you're always welcome to like, subscribe, or leave a quiet thought below. It helps this space reach other curious minds who might be winding down too. And if you happen to still be awake, there will be another video waiting on the screen, ready to carry you a little further into calm and curiosity. But for now, there is nothing else to do. Let your breathing slow, let your shoulders sink. Allow the day to loosen its grip, knowing you can return to these ideas whenever you wish. Sleep well and good night.
Please do not listen while operating machinery. Thank you for joining me in this guided hypnosis session. Over the next few minutes, you will enter a profound level of relaxation. This hypnosis is designed to help you sleep soundly all night long, allowing you to rise in the morning feeling full of vitality. Not only will you drift off to sleep more quickly, You will also eliminate any intrusive thoughts for optimal results. Listen to this hypnosis for a minimum of 14 days. The more consistently you engage with this program, the greater the chance you'll notice lasting and beneficial shifts in your sleeping patterns. I hope you have a wonderful night's rest. And if you haven't done so yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you consider subscribing to Mindrest, ensuring you don't miss out on any upcoming meditation and hypnosis content. It's ideal if you're in a reclined position. The exact posture isn't crucial. This could be on your side, on your belly, or on your back. Simply ensure that relaxation comes easily to you. Confirm that you're wearing comfortable attire and prepare yourself for slumber. The key element is that you sense security. In doing so, a delightful warmth and weightiness will emerge naturally, enabling you to slip into sleep softly and serenely. Because that's precisely what you're seeking at this moment. In just a short while, we'll embark on a path toward a gateway. This gateway will serves as the portal to your subconscious. During the trek to that spot, you'll discard all your burdens and release them. And as we progress, you'll discover how marvelous this state of ease truly is. With each stride nearer to this location, you can unwind further and further. And there's no need for concern. You aren't required to remain fully alert throughout. If you're prepared for sleep, feel free to embrace it. You might not recall every phrase later, since, in this profound calm, everything fades into insignificance. And that's entirely acceptable. If you haven't already, you may now shut your eyes. You're free to reopen them whenever you choose. Now sense the alleviation. The numerous muscles governing your eyelids are now utterly at ease. And all that's necessary now is to permit the words and tones to transport you. That's everything required. You're gradually descending with a delightful warmth into a profound trance state. Become conscious that you don't need to pay close attention. Simply release control. If thoughts arise, just allow them to exist. Avoid attempting to stifle them. Merely permit your thoughts to roam freely. Don't compel yourself to achieve relaxation, because it arrives on its own accord. If you desire to ponder something, proceed and ponder, regardless of what it is. If you wish to attune to my voice, then direct your focus there. If you prefer to daydream, then daydream. You have no duties, and there's no correct or incorrect approach. Simply allow everything to approach you. Now your physique begins to unwind gradually. You could experience a growing sense of heaviness, and your muscles start to ease bit by bit. Now serenely concentrate on a particular area of your body, such as your arms, and perceive how they unwind a bit more. Sense how they grow heavier. The same applies to your legs. Perceive how the relaxation steadily draws near. Gradually, yet certainly, your body becomes infused with a marvelous warmth. This comforting ease renders you increasingly fatigued. Your muscles turn weighty. Sense the pull of gravity, how it tugs your arms and legs toward the foundation beneath. Sense this agreeable heaviness, and perhaps you can already observe that your muscles are more